Hi, I'm Kat Palmiotti, broker at eXp Realty here in Kalispell, Montana, with another edition of Real Estate Questions and Answers. And this time I'm focused on the question, what are covenants? If you are a new home or land buyer, or perhaps you're moving here from another location where covenants weren't a big deal, it's a totally valid question. So in a nutshell, covenants is an easy way to discuss CCRs, which is the formal name, and it's covenants, I have to look, I keep forgetting, covenants, conditions, and restrictions. And basically, these are just rules that govern how it is you're going to be living or you're going to be allowed to live in your new location. Right now, in the middle of September 2021, about half of our land listings have covenants, and about 70 some odd percentage of residential properties also have covenants. So it is important to know exactly what they are. So the rules can cover it's almost an unlimited amount of things. Rules for a particular location could be very onerous, and in other places very lax. So some of the things that could be covered is, the first thing would be, how big a home do you have to have? So you might have a covenant that says a one floor rancher home has to have a minimum of 1,800 square feet. And if you're having a two floor home, perhaps the first floor has to have at least 1,500 feet, and the second level, perhaps has to have another 500 square feet. So you could be told what the minimum size for your home is. And along with that, how big a garage do you need to have, and does it have to be attached? Do you have to have a basement? Can you have a basement? And again, how big does that need to be? So what you build could be covered. What kind of home is not allowed could also be covered. So for example, many CCRs, many covenants indicate you cannot have a mobile home, a manufactured home, or even if you're using it as a temporary place to stay while you're building your home. So that's an important thing to know. Some covenants won't let you have fencing, or it will only let you have a certain color or a certain kind of fencing, or perhaps it can only cover a certain amount of space. So that's important to know as well. Covenants could also cover animals, livestock, pets. Some locations will only let you have one cat, one dog, maybe a handful of other kinds of animals. Some places will let you have horses, but no other kinds of animals. And some places won't allow horses and will allow other kinds of animals. So that's important to know if you've got them, if you have any pets or plan on having livestock. Vehicles. Some covenants won't let you park, for example, your RV on your property, or it will only let you park your RV in a fully enclosed garage. You might not be able to park your boat or your work truck or a horse trailer or a trailer for carrying other devices or your side-by-side. So again, it is important, if you're purchasing property with a covenant, to read the covenants in extreme detail, preferably before you even go ahead and make an offer. So it's good to know if that's a place you want to live. Now, there are also properties without covenants. So that was just a very brief summary of what could be included in covenants. They could actually cover anything the person writing them wanted to include. A property without covenants has some advantages, and that is basically you can live your life the way you want to. So you can, let's say you want to build a tiny home. It's only 500 square feet, but you want a 30 by 30 foot heated workshop. Or perhaps you have a large family and you wanted to build 4 homes on your property for your family members to stay in. You certainly could do that. Or you want to use a manufactured home, you could do that as well. You could have any kind of pets you want. You could have, as long as you're following the county guidelines, which are not too onerous, you could have livestock. You could have whatever pets you want. So the benefit of not having covenants is you're pretty open to be living your life the way you want. You could take trees down, you can plant whatever you want to plant within reason, as long as it's legal. So that's the benefit of not having covenants, but the same benefit for you could also be a negative. And what I mean by that is if you can build whatever you want and use your property however you want, so can your neighbor. So if they wanted to park 50 old decrepit vehicles on their property and piles of tires, and they wanted to have a whole bunch of broken down buildings, that's perfectly fine, and they could do that too. So that's the negative of doing that. So I hope this provided a little bit of insight into what a covenant is. There's a lot more detail in the post that I have written, which should be linked. There should be a link below this video. And but of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me either by email at cat@thehousecat.com or by phone at 406-270-3667. Thanks.